Hey, we're going to jump right into it today. I got my dude, Curt, a.k.a. Curt Keyz, with us today. Cue the intro. Let's talk. My dude, Curtis Keyz, Reverend.
Come on, man.
Minister of Music.
Oh.
The traveling preacher.
Oh, you showing out. You showing out.
My dude, man, I've known you for a minute. It's an honor to have you on the podcast, dude.
It's an honor to be here, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I've known you since you've been in college. It's a wee lad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I met you right after college.
After college.
Right after college. I got kicked out. I got kicked out of college.
Testify.
Well, yeah. I mean, pretty much. See, I was still acting like I was in college when you met me. So I was still around, but it was my last semester. I'll never forget getting that note, that piece of paper that said, "You got to go."
Okay.
You got to go. Yeah. And I just didn't know what to do. I
may be crazy, but when I'm crazy over you. I may be crazy, but when I'm crazy over you. Where did the time go when love was in? Oh, the love I had, the love I showed.
Their way through college while they're in college, and I was like, man, I was a musician,
right?
So I was making more than the average college student,
right?
On Sunday mornings. So I could have done that, but I didn't know, where to start, and so I eventually went into depression.
Really?
Right? Yeah, I went to depression, man. I didn't know I was in depression until 4 years afterwards, when the whole mental health thing in the black community, and I think I messed around and looked at like a meme or something. It was like signs that you're depressed.
Okay.
And like when I went home, it was like my grandmother had to beg me to take a shower.
Really?
Yeah, I stayed in the dark all the time. I didn't turn lights on.
Was this before we met?
This was like right before we met. I would just stay in my room and play my keyboard. Yeah. And just stay in pajamas, stay in basketball shorts and undershirts, beaters, and just, yeah, man, I thought it was one of those things I actually began to think like, oh, my life is over.
Really?
Yeah. Even though I was playing, and maybe it was sometimes when I was with you, maybe like, I just kind of felt like, oh, this isn't it. Like, I don't know what happened, where did I go wrong, but eventually I figured out that I didn't love myself, nor did I trust myself enough, because what was propagated unto me was, if you go to college, life will be better.
Okay.
Secondarily, if you go to college for something other than what you love, it has to be a trade that's has prestige. You gotta be a doctor, you gotta be a lawyer, you gotta work in finance, you gotta be in something in government, or a psychologist, or some of those white collared jobs. And people kept telling me, you need plan B, and now I'm thinking to myself, well, what good does that plan B have me if I don't have any money? So you weren't right, but I had to be wrong somehow, somewhere. And it just occurred to me that I just didn't trust the process or whatever. And eventually I realized that this year I thought about that, or last year, I was betting on myself the whole time. Okay. I just didn't have a plan to say, okay, I'm gonna be this. The only thing I really confessed as a kid before I started playing piano was just, I want to be a producer. Yeah. So that's what happened, man. I was really depressed and thought life was over because I didn't know where to go. Shortly after that, I met you. After me,
There are some changes that I wanna address. I got a problem seeing you in that dress. The problem is you and him. There's no meaning to it, 'cause I ain't him. Let me explain. For many years you've been mine, now you wanna be his. This ain't no blue song, I tell it like it is. I wanna be with you, but not while you're his. I'm just trying to keep up, just wanna be in love. When you tryna be down, I'll be around, waiting on you. Yeah. Baby, waiting on you, on you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll be waiting on you. I'll be waiting on you.
Nothing is perceived as failure now. That's kind of how I look at it. Because even in I've been homeless. I had a car payment when I was 17 years old. You know, things like that, like the pressure applied on me. Looking back in retrospect, knowing that, you know, yeah, I failed to make a payment, you know, to pay my rent on time, or my car's almost been repoed. Things like that. Couch hopping, you know, living my cares out on the road, knowing that I got a bill to pay and I really ain't gonna be able to pay it. Things like that is just, they can be counted as failures, but I'm of the mindset that, like, really all things work together for me. Like, I've never been irresponsible willingly. Okay. And so that made me realize that if God puts it in my hands, I can be trusted with it. Mm-hmm. And it's never failed me yet, you know. Mm-hmm. Like I said, shortly after that, I met Uncle Mel, and then I ended up meeting you, mm-hmm. which started a process of me getting more experience, more reps in terms of just playing out a lot more. Because I'm not a contemporary church kid. I come from a small Baptist church. I ain't never been to no convention, mm-hmm. no AIM, no nothing. Somebody told me, somebody came up to me and said, "Hey man, I really enjoyed you," and I was just like, you know, I enjoyed you too, man. You know, I really want to be like you. And they told me I had convention talk, and I was just like, what is that? Okay. Because I never, that's not me. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. I've been to Sunday school convention in mm-hmm. Ridgeway, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? That's like the only thing. So, mm-hmm. you know, it exposed me, and it continues to do that. Like, my gift is just really made room for me. Mm-hmm. I actually have a 9-to-5 now, and I wouldn't have that gig if it wasn't for my gift. Mm-hmm. That job was brought to me. I didn't even seek after that job. So nothing really gets me to a point where I can say, I don't know what's next. God ain't, you know, he's not going to deliver me out of this situation, this season. He's not going to prepare me, because that's all it's been. That's mm-hmm. all it's been. Every step of the way. I laugh at adversity now. Mm-hmm. I really do laugh at it. Like, oh, sweet. Mm-hmm. That means I know that in 6 months from now, it's going to be amazing. Because last year was the worst year of my life. Mm-hmm. The first half of it. Okay. And then I released the album, and the second half of it blew my mind. Okay. So I'm fearless in
that way. I need you to want me like I want you. I'm just trying to keep up. Just wanna be in love. When you tryna be down, I'll be around, waiting on you.
Tell me about the project, man.
Before I dropped out of college, well, not dropped out. Before I got kicked out of college, I met this girl, and oh man, I met this girl, and we were friends, and then we weren't friends, and then we were friends again. Life just moved, and this was 8 years ago. Life moved at a very swift pace, and we ended up getting in a relationship. And we were in a relationship for not long at all, maybe 7 months.
Okay.
And it was very hard to continue the relationship in the way that we were in it. And so we ended up breaking up. But it was for purposeful reasons. But I didn't know that. And I didn't feel that. And so I started writing about it. So a lot of things I would write wouldn't necessarily be specifically about the relationship. It would be more so inspired by love or the lack thereof. Really, I wasn't singing them. I was just looking for somebody to kind of sing them for me. I'm like, maybe I can shake some hands, kiss some babies, and maybe get a placement, or see what I can do and spend some money into it, and nobody could sing it how I was hearing it.
Okay.
And so I just started singing them. And it sounded terrible. It sounded terrible. I was just so green at recording myself. And so again, it's one of those things that, another thing is I've become very resourceful and self-sufficient because I never had a lot of the stuff that I have now. And so it allowed me to keep learning. And that's really what it was. It was just a process. I was just allowed to learn what I want to do forever. People fell in love with the music, and it's still mind blowing. I mean, this was just in August. I released the first single, 2017.
Okay.
Which is called "I Forgot to Say I Love You," and that has nothing to do with the relationship, but it was literally just inspired by, and from there, my creativity, I just found purpose. I found where my niche, I found out my lane, and started really becoming secure in myself, who God made me to be, which is it's very important when you're trying to be a creative. I taught a songwriting workshop a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And I told these students, I said, having writer's block is because you care too much. You're concerned with your past victories and your past losses instead of being concerned with just expressing yourself. Express your truth, even if it's a lie. Worry about being a good person later. Just do it. You are never meant to hold anything in. And I also, make sure I say everything should be expressed. Not everything should be published. Lock that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put that on iTunes just because it's there. And every song isn't good. Every poem isn't good. Every book isn't good. Every recording isn't great. But express yourself, and those are the things I learned in the season of me writing this stuff and learning how to cultivate my expression.
Okay.
So,
are you still going on the road?
I am a lot less.
Okay.
And that's not because of the job, because my job is really cool.
Okay.
It's just a season where the promoters ain't really booking.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I travel with more than one band now.
Okay.
Which I did that to assure that I'm never home.
Yeah.
But I'm home more than I've ever been.
Okay.
And it's been really cool because I get to focus on Curt more than anything now. Okay. I still spread myself thin. I think a part of my spiritual gifts is mercy, so I just can't say no.
Okay. I
can't say no a lot of times, but I enjoy being able to go home and not worry about anything and just really write songs.
Gotcha.
Spend as much time as possible on music.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You play in a church?
I do. I play at a church. I'm a minister of music at a church.
I told you. I knew it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I play at a church in Monroe, Elizabeth Missionary Baptist Church.
Yeah,
And I play organ there and everything like that. And so when I'm not on the road, I'm there. I'm there. So it's it's still fulfilling